Hello, this is just a very quick video, but some of you may have encountered a situation like this in Sudoku before, especially if you're doing like, I don't know, like I think it comes up a lot in the Sudoku.com generated puzzles, where you get to the very end and you're in a situation that looks just like this here. So I wanted to explain how you can approach this in a couple different ways. So, and very often what the solution ends up being, and I will solve this one. This was given to me in a comment. The comment got caught in the spam filter because YouTube thinks it was spam. It wasn't. That described this grid. I clicked the approve button to approve the comment, and it's still not appearing. So rather than reply to the comment, I figured I'd make a quick video, and hopefully commenter, I forget your name, you see this video, and here you go. So this should be useful for anyone doing like the Sudoku.com harder puzzles. They're like more difficult difficulties where they expect you to know more than like the New York Times hard, for example. So there are two ways to approach this. The first way is this situation is called bug plus one. Bug is in all caps and stands for by value universal grave. And then the plus one means, except for one, right? So let's say this cell here wasn't a 9. This is the situation I'm in. In every single row, every single column, and every single box, well, first of all, every single cell has only 2 values remaining. But also in every single row, column, and box, each of the candidates appears exactly twice. So here 5s appear twice and 9s appear twice. Here 5s appear twice, 9s appear twice, 2s appear twice. I'm not going to go through every single one, but every single row, every single column, every single box, each appears twice. That means that this has 2 solutions. So if it had solutions at all, it either has 0 solutions or 2 solutions, because we could just literally just chain through and pick one of the digits for this and chain through and pick the other, and we'd be picking the exact opposite in every single one. Or sometimes there's like individual islands of the universal grave. But either way, that's what's going to happen here if this isn't a 9. But we know that there's a unique solution to the puzzle, so this must be 9, and then the rest will just solve. It will be a 9, guaranteed, if this is a Sudoku with only one solution. If you tried it without a 9 there, you would run into some conflict at some point. But some people don't like using uniqueness. That is definitely a uniqueness strategy, because it assumes there is one solution to the puzzle, and therefore this is a 9 in order for that to be true. But that's often a very, very quick way. Like if you just want to finish the puzzle, you're down to this and you just want to finish it, just, slap the one digit there. The reason I knew this had to be a 9, in this row, in this column, in this box, 9 appears 3 times. And so you go to that, you look at that one cell that's 3 values instead of 2. You look for the one that appears 3 times in the row, column, or box. There's only going to be one of them, and then you slap the 9 in there, or you slap that digit into that cell so that it'll be unique. Anyway, you can solve this without that though. There are a few things you could find here. Usually there's either going to be a skyscraper or a 2-string kite, or you may be able to just find an XY chain. All of them are extremely useful to know in this situation or similar situations. So let's go through each one. First of all, 2-string kites. What you want to do is you want to look for a box like this, where there are only 2 by values left in the box. There's just a pair left in the box, and they're offset like this. They don't share a row, they don't share a column. And so what you want to do is sort of just look at those. I'm going to make one green, one purple. The green one, what we want to do is just look at its column to see what other things are in its column. And then the purple one, you want to look at its row and see what else is in the row. And then you want to, and then what we're going to do here is, because these are both 5, 9 pairs, right? We're going to say, this must be a 5, 9 pair as well, because this is a 5, 9 pair. This must be a 5, 9 pair. Unfortunately, they just see this one cell here and this cell here, so that's not helpful. But we can also gender switch it. We can say, okay, well, for green instead, I'm going to look at the green. I'm going to look at the row, and for purple, I'm going to look at the column. But for the column, I actually have a triple, so I'm going to have to pick one. So let's look at the 5s first. So with the 5s, here's where the 5 is in purple, and then here's where the 5 is in green for this row and this column. Unfortunately, these two, again, they don't see anything. So you're going to be hunting for ones where they do see anything. Let's finally just get one that works. So here, if we're looking at the 9s, purple is where 9 can go in this column, and green is where 9 can go in this row. And these two cells, they see this well put in red. So what does this mean? Well, these can't both be 9. They're not allowed to both be 9, right? They're not allowed to both be 5. One of these will be a 9. Whichever one is not a 9 will force a 9 into one of these two. So if this is a 5, that's a 9. If this is a 5, that's a 9, because there's only one more place for 9 in the column. And so one of these will be 9, which means if this was 9, we break the puzzle. This would be 5, this would be 2, these would both have to be 9. So that is called a two-string kite. You'll find those all the time. They're actually not very hard to hunt for either, because you can just very quickly scan. There might even be more two-string kites in this puzzle. But that means this is not a 9, so it's a 2. And that should also solve the puzzle. And of course that will end up 9, because we knew it would. There we go. That solves the puzzle. The other thing to look for is skyscrapers. They're kind of like X-wings. So let's see, where's the skyscraper? Yeah, so I found one here. So in this row and this row. So we're looking at 9s again. And I'm just going to make these all in green. So in this row, green is where 9 can be. In this row, green is where 9 can be. It's very similar to two-string kite here. These can't both be 9. And so one of these rows will have a 9 either here or here. One of these at least will be 9. Now they could both be 9, I think, in this case. But at least one of them will be 9. I can't do 2, 5, because that makes both of these 9, right? So one of these will be 9. If one of these is 9, this cell can't be 9. They both see this cell. If this was a 9, we get 2, 5, we get 9, 9. So that's a skyscraper, which means that this cell has to be 5. And then that, of course, will also solve our puzzle. And of course, gets the same solution. All right, so skyscrapers, two-string kites, XY chains. That's where you just kind of just start somewhere and just say, okay, either this cell, let's just pick something. Either this cell is 9 or it's 5. If it's 9, I'm just going to mark this in red and say this can't be 9. So if this is 9, this can't be 9. Otherwise, it's 5, in which case that's 9, that's 2, that's 5, that's 9, that's 5, that's 9. And I'm literally just, I didn't even know where I was going to go with this, but I literally just sort of did it in my head, right? So what we've learned is in the reds, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to mark this properly, but anyway, in this situation where this is a 9, this red cell cannot be 9, right? This red cell's a 2. What's the only other situation? The other situation is this is a 5, which makes this a 9, this a 2, this a 5, this a 9, this a 5, this a 9. This still can't be 9. So no matter what, this is a 2. Whichever world we end up in of this random cell I picked being 9, this cell is never 9, so it's a 2 always. And then that should also solve the puzzle. Sometimes you have to do more than one of them. Doesn't always solve the puzzle immediately, but in this case it did. So just literally just start somewhere and try to find chains. And you can do them in your head, or you can write them out, however you want to do it. But one of them will do something, almost guaranteed. So yeah, those are kind of the 3 main techniques I would suggest when you're in a situation like this. I guess 4. One is just use uniqueness and do bug. But you might be in a situation that isn't quite bug, but I mean bug plus 1. Maybe you're in a bit more of a complex situation, but you have a bunch of buy values on the grid. Look for two-string kites, look for skyscrapers, look for XY chains. All right, so there you go. I hope this was helpful. You're going to hit this situation a lot as you get into more advanced puzzles, and being able to resolve them quickly is going to ease your frustration, make you think you're not guessing. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.